So I've been asked before, what do I prefer? Wigs, tape-ins, extensions, glue-ins, blah blah blah, all these different types of hair pieces, half wigs. And really, for me, I think it depends on the stage of your hair growth. How long it is, how layered it is, how strong or weak it is, etc. I found that I've switched around to figure out which ones I prefer. So first off, I always started with clip-in extensions, which are pretty normal. Most people who've worn extensions know clip-in extensions. I prefer clip-in extensions for the most part because you can take them out whenever you want. You can put your hair up in different ways, and you can just move the clips so that nothing's being seen or whatever. I've used them a lot over the years. I found that sometimes I would have to wear a lot of clip-ins for it to even out in my hair if it was too layered, or I find that personally clip-ins are best when your hair is like really starting to grow past your shoulders, because the fewer you need, the better. And clip-in extensions with having a thick weft, sometimes it can show no matter what you do, or you end up teasing your hair. And for me, I just don't like using product in my hair. I'm trying to keep it healthy and get it to grow, so I would prefer to just put in my clip-ins and then that be that. But a lot of times that's not that. You have to style your hair and hairspray it or do certain things so that it's not visible. Or you could just wear a hat. I did that quite a lot. I have two types of clip-ins because, okay, I have like several types of clip-ins if I'm going realistic here, because these are super aged. These are like 2 years old, 3 years old maybe. Not even sure. Could be older than that because they're pretty fucking destroyed. They're pretty destroyed. Anywho, I got these blue human hair clip-ins that I probably bleached like 8 times. Who knows? I think they were like a tester piece. I don't know why I use such huge tester pieces, but okay. And then I have these, which are VPMD. And the VPMD are a specific type of hair from this company. They're dyeable, I can't say synthetic. I guess it is a synthetic because it's like, it's synthetic in the way that it's a synthetic form of hair, but it's not synthetic in the way that you buy a synthetic wig. The hair is dyeable. I find that you kind of need to re-dye it, or you have to use a dandruff shampoo and stuff to get it to take the color better. Because when I used dandruff shampoo, I guess I didn't do it enough at the bottoms or the middle or whatever. But the top took fine, and you can't see any like separated colors. But the blue started to separate, so every like second strand starts to get a little bit lighter. I don't know what's up with that. You can always re-dye it. The method that I use for re-dyeing is pretty easy, especially with rainbow. So right now, I really like wigs. I like clip-in extensions, don't get me wrong, but I'm preferring the wigs just because it's absolutely nothing like pulling on my hair. It's a cap. It's holding my hair under there, and my hair is growing. My hair is very weak after the past couple years of changing my hair color monthly, and it needs a little bit of a break. This thing against it, I want to try different colors again, but I just don't want it to break off. So the human hair wig give me a chance to still color my hair or keep different colors. I think I want to get one and dye it blue soon or something. Blue is like one of my other favorites. Problem is my favorite colors are silver, pink, and aqua. And I can't flip between those colors very easily, without using bleach. I'd say pastel. Pastel aqua is like a mint color every time I do it. So I really would rather just use wigs for some of the colors that I can't flip between for now. At this point I'm trying to grow my hair out and keep it kind of pink until I can decide what the hell I want to do with it. It's growing very well and the wigs look pretty realistic, so I have no complaints about it. And I can keep my hair silver while it's still actually pink. It's kind of funny. Like, my goal basically is my hair to at least reach my boobs. And like, it's starting to get there, but it's still got a really funky layered thing going on. It's like, I look like Carl. Just like the wigs, because it's just something I can throw on in the day. Like, I found a couple years ago, I would spend way more time on my hair than I would my makeup, and now I'm spending more time on my makeup than my hair. It's also just for the sheer fact that, like, I don't know what it was, maybe it was like a year and a half ago or something. I just started to feel like everybody could see my clip-in extensions. So it came to a point where I was either always wearing a hat or I just didn't wear them outside. I don't know what it was. I got severely self-conscious about it. I'm not too bad about that crap now, because I'm just like, people are gonna stare anyways. I look like Skeletor, Rainbow Bright. Tape-in extensions are a difficult one for me. I know a lot of people who like them and a lot of people who have had good experiences with them. Me personally, I did not. I found that because I was one who was changing my hair color very often, tape-ins weren't quite for me. I thought they would be because I have to take out the tape-ins every few weeks, like 6 weeks or so. So at that point I can change my color and blah blah blah. But it didn't work out that well because the tape-in remover removes the tape-ins, but it's not good for your hair. It damages keratin and it's acetone. You don't want to put acetone in your hair. You shouldn't, but you have to in the case of tape-ins. So that was one thing I didn't like. No matter what, even when I did use all the amount of remover that I needed to get all the tape-ins out, I still found my hair was getting weak, so I didn't like those. Clip-ins I found could do the same thing if I wore too much weight in my hair. You really have to spread them out. Keep that in mind, that if you do buy 100 grams and you think that they're too thin, try spreading them out as spread out as possible before you go and say there's not enough weight to this, because I found that I can get away with 90 grams sometimes and other times I need 200 grams. It really just depends. Those of you wondering what a tape-in is, tape-in is essentially a hair that has some sort of keratin-based like sealant at the top, I believe, and then you use another keratin-based tape and you tape them together. You basically sandwich your hair in between there. You sandwich a strand of hair that's probably about like half as thick as these pieces are. You don't want it to be too much hair or it won't be able to stick. And then, ta-da, you've got tape-ins. Now, they usually last about like 4 to 6 weeks. I kept mine in usually about 4 weeks. The number one issue that I had with them was that my hair would get very knotted up, and I just didn't like that feeling, because you can't brush the area like too close to the tape or they'll start to pull them apart, especially if they're starting to knot up. I don't know, it's just like my experience with tape-ins, no matter what brand of tape and stuff I tried, it wasn't working for me. And it wasn't the tape-ins. I mean, I've tried different tape-ins, but it's just just a no-go. Glue-ins. Now, glue-ins are, I'm not exactly sure which glue-ins. I guess the glue-ins that I'm thinking of here are basically putting the, what's it called? Oh my god, I'm forgetting the word right now. The liquid latex stuff that you put on your eyelashes, kind of crap. But you put this liquid latex that's made for wigs and extensions, and you put it in your hair. Now, if you have any experience with putting on eyelashes, taking liquid latex off your eyelashes isn't all that fun. Even when you're using remover and all that crap. Again, it's another thing that just gets tangled up and it's damaging, and it's better off without it, in my opinion. So, I do not like glue-ins. I tried gluing them in once. I realized how shitty and bad of a decision that was, and then I took them out. So I thought it would be a good idea on vacation, but not when you sweat and not when you're going to a hot place. Sew-ins. Sew-ins don't seem to be bad, but I'm not quite sure about sewing them in or removal, and I know that it's all very tight on your scalp. I don't know if that pulls hairs out. I've never had them, but I know that having them done and having them removed can be quite expensive. So unless you know somebody who's a hairdresser, just be prepared that it might cost you a little bit of money. My friend's experience, when she told me she had sew-in extensions, her #1 issue was getting them taken out. Because wherever she went used, and I don't know what type of human hair they used, but they used human hair. So after like a month, her hair was dreaded into this weft that was sewn into her hair. She was asking me if I knew how to remove them. Unfortunately, I don't, and I don't trust myself trying to because I don't want to rip her hair out. But from what she told me, it was very pricey to get them removed. So again, that's a thought that you should keep in mind if you're getting sew-ins. If your hair is gonna get too tight, it's going to loosen. There's nothing you can really do about it. Even with some of the glue-ins, that happens too. But a lot of times, from my experience with glue-ins, it just pulls the hairs out instead of trying to loosen. It's making an attempt to loosen, but it can't. Also, ponytail extensions are really good too. I use those when I'm very lazy, because I can either just tie them up in a ponytail, or I can just do a little bit of extra, wrap it around, whatever is a bun for the day. Also, VP Fashion is having Black Friday sale, so you guys might want to check that out, because I'm sure if any of you want a wig so that you don't have to dye your hair. Plus, Black Friday is pretty close to Christmas.